The Zytglogge might look like a polished landmark in the middle of Bern's Old Town, but it has a much stranger and more layered past than most people realize. It was first built around 1218 as part of the city's original fortifications and later served as a women's prison, as they were specifically used to punish those accused of having relationships with the clergy. The version that you see today dates mostly back to the 1500s, when they added the most famous astronomical clock. It doesn't just tell time, it shows the position of the sun, the moon, and the zodiac, and at every hour it puts on a show with moving figures of a golden rooster, a jester, and a rotating line of bears, which are the symbol of Bern. What's easy to miss is how important this tower actually was. Between the 16th and 19th centuries, it was the official master clock of this city. All other clocks were synced to it. And there's even a connection to Einstein, who lived nearby while working at the patent office. It said that watching the clock tower while riding a streetcar sparked the thought that time might actually not be fixed, something that later led to his theory of relativity. So even if it doesn't feel especially dramatic at first glance, this might be one of the most quietly influential spots in Bern.
Expect that if you are in Europe and you want to see the astronomical clock show, for sure, and that show, you know, is going to be all the people dancing around, like stuff popping out, whatever. Really cool, but expect that to happen at around 12, and don't count on it to happen every hour.
Yeah.
The bell might go off, but like a show probably won't happen.
Yeah.
Just expect it to go till 12 and research your specific clock in the city that you're going to. A little disappointing that we can't see this show, but this astronomical clock looks very, 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 very new, I feel like.
Yeah, it's very new and kind of small.
Bern seems like the type of really nice city for sure. We've been here for probably about an hour before doing this introduction, dropping our stuff at the hostel, etc. But this place seems more of like a shopping region, similar to a lot of the other places that we've been in Europe. But it's a Saturday, so there's a lot of people out. Most people just pass through Bern on their way to Lauterbrunnen and Interlaken, but this city is way more than a layover. Bern is actually the capital of Switzerland, even though most people think it's either Zurich or Geneva. It's the political center, home to the Swiss Parliament, and the entire Old Town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but somehow it still flies under the radar. The city sits on a looping bend of the Loire River, and most buildings in the historic center are made up of greenish gray sandstone. It's insanely well preserved, like walking through a 15th century time capsule that still functions.
Now, if you're looking for something kind of creepy here, Bern is home to one of Europe's weirdest public monuments, the Kindlifresserbrunnen, also known as the Child Eater Fountain. It's a 500-year-old statue with a giant literally stuffing a child into its mouth with more over his shoulder in a sack. No one knows exactly why it was built, and some say that it was meant to scare kids into behaving, but others think it symbolized a medieval anti-Semitic myth. But to this day, it's standing in the middle of a public plaza, totally normal. So if you're ever in Switzerland and it's a hot summer day and you're very, very thirsty, you can go up to these fountains and get a glass of water or fill up your water canister, whatever. Switzerland has a higher water quality, so you are able to drink out of all of these fountains and also the tap water too, and not feel like you're gonna get sick. As you leave Bern's Old Town and head towards BärenPark, the vibe completely shifts. The old stone buildings give way to colorful hillside houses, and you're suddenly walking alongside the Air River with sweeping views of the city. The park isn't just a random green space, it's tied with the very name of Bern. According to legend, the city's founder, Duke Berthold V of Zähringen, vowed to name the city after the first animal he hunted here in 1191. That animal was a bear, and from that moment on, the bear became the symbol of Bern.
Decided to make our way up to the rose gardens, but this rose garden is more of a grass garden. But, well, I mean, obviously it's our fault. We're coming out of season for literally everything. There are differences between, you know, the attractions that are going to be too tall, the scenic overlooks that are going to be too tall, but this is an example of another one that is perfect. There's so many just cats going around Europe, man. Just picked up some amazing ice cream. We also got some chocolate. We went to that Einstein Museum, and then we were like, $5 a person, we'll see his room. I also could see the room on like the security monitor of the person behind the desk. It looked pretty cool, but I was like, all right, let's save the $10 total, whatever. And then we go to this chocolate store and drop 30 on some ice cream and like 10 of these little squares.
I mean, I guess
so, I don't know.
The only reason why it's all right that we paid that much is because apparently the chocolate is so fresh that it will never go bad, or that it does go bad fast. So that's the only reason why we got this. So
apparently, I don't know. This place has to be famous. Nobile. I don't know. But we've seen a lot of these cups laying around on the street. The little ice cream cups. The ice cream we just had, best ice cream I've ever had
it was really
in my
tasty.
life. Texture, flavor, the amount, amazing,
they
amazing,
scooped it up
amazing.
in there. And she was also very generous about the chocolate.
She gave us one extra, right?
Yeah, she gave us one extra. So that's really nice of her to do that, which we were happy about.
But yeah, we dropped so much money. We kind of just get a little obsessed over like food. Also, fun fact, Albert Einstein actually lived here while working at the Swiss Patent Office. It was right here in Bern in 1905 when he wrote 4 of his most famous papers, including the one that introduced the theory of special relativity. His apartment is still here as a museum. As you can see, the door is right here. You would just go right up the steps. Like I was saying, Einstein House, E equals mc squared. Here is the information on the actual apartment. You can't film inside, also it's closed, but all you do, go right through this door and then up the steps. But it is closed. I believe it is $7 for an adult ticket or $5 for a student ticket. Something you should definitely check out, but you know, for us, it's okay. We can just see a picture of the place. We don't have any personal connection to Einstein, although I do love his hairstyle. Another thing people overlook, Bern actually has a system of 6 miles of these underground arcades, which are basically covered walkways that stretch under the city's stone buildings. They were originally built to store goods and protect merchants from bad weather, but now they hold shops, wine bars, galleries, and cafes. It's one of the longest covered shopping promenades in all of Europe. And just to clarify, in this case, arcades does not mean video games. It comes from the architectural term of a series of arches. In Bern, there's stone corridors built right into the lower level of the buildings, usually a few stops down from the main street. But they're all down this street, 6 miles worth of all these stores. and they are just individual stores. So if this was open, I walked in, that would be, let's say, a cafe. I would go to the cafe. I can't walk all the way there to the next store. I would have to go to the cafe, come back out, and then go. It's not like a huge subway system where it's like, oh, I can walk in a tunnel and then go like store to store to store to store. It's not like a mall. It's just like individual store, individual store, individual store.
Behind me is the Brunner Minster, the tallest church in Switzerland, towering at 328 feet. It took nearly 500 years to complete, and the construction started in 1421, and it wasn't fully finished until 1893. That alone makes it one of the longest running architectural projects in the country. This just isn't any other Gothic cathedral. It's the centerpiece of Bern, meant to show off the city's power during the rise of the Middle Ages. Even the bell inside holds records. It's the largest in the country, weighing over 10 tons. And if you climb the tower on a clear day, you can see the snow-capped Alps from the top. Most tourists just pass by, but this church basically shaped Bern's skyline and its identity. What really sets this cathedral apart is what is waiting just above the main entrance, the Last Judgment sculpture. It's one of the most detailed and disturbing medieval stone carvings you'll find anywhere in Europe. Created in the 15th century, it shows souls being sorted between heaven and hell, complete with angels, demons, and terrified figures being dragged down by demons. At the time when most people couldn't read, this was the church's visual warning: live right or burn forever. It's still in incredible shape today, and it's the only complete medieval Last Judgment scene left in its kind in Switzerland. Most places have destroyed or whitewashed it during the Reformation, but Bern kept this one intact. It's brutal, brilliant, and unforgettable.
Right outside the Berner Munster Cathedral Church. I honestly don't know the difference between a cathedral and a church. They could be the same thing.
I think the cathedral's just a lot larger, church is smaller.
Probably. And a chapel's probably the smallest.
Yes, yeah, I believe so.
These are like different golf courses. And even in the middle, you know, there's like this little sand pit. Here's some trampolines. This is so cool with the overlook of the water over there and the BärenPark over there. Bern is a beautiful place. This is definitely, you know, I hope not every single place I'm like, oh wow, this is basically just like Munich. Like, this is a really good location, but Bern is also a really good location. I think I saw a sign that it was like 3-hour train ride to Paris. Like, what? It's that close? I didn't see that. POV, you're a lawnmower. $29. Walk a little bit.
Oh my God. Well, now I'm gonna starve myself.
But the Berner Muncher, we're, I guess, not gonna talk about it. We speak on literally every cathedral.
I thought that too. Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Oh, okay. No, yeah, that's the one I thought. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's nice.
He's not give a hell what you're saying.
Oh, Jennifer. Okay. Oh yeah, I went to high school there too. Yeah, that was really nice. Have you been to Latimer yet? Oh, right. Of course. Yeah, I know.
Can you stop filming me? Stop filming me. Stop filming me. Who are you? Stop filming me. Do you know this person?
He looked fitted in a hoe.
What is going on right now? Stop filming me. Oh my God.
Dude, you're wasting my iCloud.
I'm on your iCloud.
Sophia's got the truffle one, chocolate. A little bit of a letdown. One of my best friends from childhood, Jonas, if you're watching this for some reason, but he brought home this one Swiss chocolate bar. I feel like it had a little bit of cream in it, but we were best friends. And he would only give me the tiniest sliver. Apparently he only got it like once a year. His grandma would ship it or something. I should probably reach out for the name of that actually, but I'm looking for some type of like insane milk. We were gonna do something on the cathedral right there, but it is pouring rain. So.
And there's also people popping balloons and acting obnoxious, so.
Yeah, so sorry cathedral. We did try, we had a script ready, but no longer. Water brewing tomorrow, all that stuff. These are gonna be the best times and the sunniest weather. Yeah.
That's good.